Love is a choice. Let me say that one more time. Love is a choice. Welcome to today's Greater Life CoffeeCast, and with today being the pillar of home, which of course is all about our self, our relationships and our physical space. The question of love, of course, is paramount to creating a thriving home life, and particularly in the realm of relationships. I want to offer a frame that may run counter to mainstream opinion, and it's this: love is a choice. In your relationships, if you have an intimate relationship right now, do you view that as the case? Do you view it as you have a choice? Or do you view it as you're hopelessly in love, or not even hopelessly, but like it's a thing that you can't control, that you just are in love? And perhaps here we make a distinction between what many might call being in love and the choice to love. Because once those initial fires of chemicals, let's say, have worn off, and that's very materialist, I appreciate, okay, there is something truly magical about those early stages of being in love. But once they've come and gone, then the choice to maintain, to cultivate a relationship, that is the thing. Do you choose each morning to wake up and recommit to loving the person before you? And I'm not even sure that commit is the right word. It comes loaded with connotations. Like you get committed to an insane asylum, you get committed to jail, right? So perhaps a better way of looking at this is, each morning, do you wake up and choose the joy of loving the person before you? And where are you at with this already? Like this frame, like, are you thinking, George, love is not a choice? But I would invite you to consider that this actually goes way beyond just the intimate relationship. That across all life, the single most powerful choice you can make is the choice to love. And I am still learning this. I am still an apprentice in walking this path, and yet I do know that I have had the opportunity to put it into practice. And I think I mentioned before, the dissolution of my marriage was a massive case in point for this. And indeed, I had a snapshot of how differently that could have been the other day. So we were out at the beach, my current partner and my kids, and I stumbled upon her telling another couple how amazing it was, and in particular how amazing it is how my ex-wife and I have navigated what we've navigated, how we've navigated our separation, how we've maintained love. And the experience of the two people that my current partner was speaking to, just, there wasn't that. There was bitterness, there was anger, and the kid in the middle was suffering. And I recall when I first received the news from my ex-wife that, she'd fallen in love with someone else. And I realised, like, very, very quickly, I was like, wow. For all that I've spoken about for all my life, about being loving and being a source of love in the world, trying to create the most loving world. All of those things I realized here, right now, in this moment. Whether you view it as a test or not, I'm not sure if that's the right language, but I recognized I had an opportunity to practice what I preach, to actually say, okay, in this moment, despite how painful this may be and despite how painful forthcoming moments may be as I navigate this, I choose love. That is, I choose at every moment to orient towards and move towards and step towards and act in the most loving way possible. Knowing that even if I might make mistakes here and there, and I did, because it was super painful, but I knew that overall, that if that was my intention, and yesterday we spoke about intention in the newsletter. I set my intention toward love. And I made the choice each day to face whatever came with love. And of course there are still lessons, there are still learning, and yet, my ex-wife and I, we are dear friends. Our kids don't seem to experience the same kind of pain and being stuck in the middle of, egos as can occur elsewhere when the choice to take things personally plays out. And that's a really key piece here, is that the choice to love very often will transcend the personal ego's desires, the defensive programs, the conditioning, all of that. Love is almost like the cheat code that transcends all of that. And of course, one of the ways recently this has been most present for me in terms of choosing love is to choose love for myself. To see how many years I went by utterly oblivious to just how unloving I was to myself. And or aware of it, and yet knowing no other way. So today, where in your relationships with others, where in your relationship with yourself, where in your relationship with your home, your physical space, with yourself, where could you choose love to a greater degree? Where could you be an example to yourself and others of choosing love and of the power that inevitably comes from that, of the love, the joy, the transformation that inevitably unfolds whenever we make the decision to choose love?